Stop buying those biscuits in a can. I'm gonna show you how to make these honey buttermilk biscuits from scratch with ingredients you probably already have on hand. This is not a healthy recipe. It's going to use a lot of butter, and honestly I wish I had a big pot of sausage gravy to go with it. When you cut your cold butter into the flour, make sure that butter is so cold and work fast. You can use a cutter, but I like using my hands. I also add the buttermilk and honey together and whisk it up before adding it to the bowl with the dry ingredients and cold butter. Now with homemade biscuits, if you didn't know, that cold butter is really key. You want to make sure it's not melted and still in chunks before it goes into the oven. So when I mix the buttermilk into the dry ingredient, I start stirring it into a dough, then quickly get it on my table to form it into a rectangle. This is definitely not a dough that you want to knead and overwork, because if that butter starts melting before it gets in the oven, it loses that flakiness. And keep using the scraps of the batter to reform a rectangle, and use all the scraps up until you have all your biscuits made. And we're not doing thin biscuits, so make sure yours is at least 1/2 to 1 inch thick. I brush mine with some buttermilk on top before popping it into an oven of 400 degrees and bake it until it's golden on top. You can easily make these quick for a Sunday morning breakfast. Serve it with some cheesy eggs and grits and bacon. The recipe's in my caption, and I'll see you for my next dish. Bye.